Alright guys, so today the Jaguars lost to the Cincinnati Bengals by a score of 33-25. And now the Jaguars dropped to 1-3 on the season while the Bengals improved to 1-2-1. And this game was about what I expected it to be, and this team is about what I expected it to be, man. The Jaguars went out there and lost. I guess you could, I don't know if it was necessarily a shootout, but we scored 25. Give up 33. Sometimes 25 points can win you the game, but in this case, it definitely did not. And the Jaguars it seems like we're regressing. I mean, I knew going into the season that for us to be good, we're going to have to stay clean on the injury bug, and that was definitely not the case this game as C.J. Henderson left the game. Like I said, Cam Robinson left the game. DJ Hayden left the game. We also had Miles Jack leave the game, so really bad from that standpoint when it comes to the actual injury bug. So the injury bug did not work in its favor today. You also look at it, and the rookies would have to play really well. And I mean, this game, James Robinson had a good game. 75 rushing yards on the ground on 17 attempts. He also tacked on 32 receiving yards. So he continues to be a major bright spot on the team. But other than that, man, C.J. Henderson went out. Clavon Chason was pretty quiet. Hamilton continues to be pretty quiet. Chenault actually had a pretty good game. Chenault went out there and actually had 86 receiving yards, so that was good. But Jaguars had to have some impact from those guys. But also, when you look at it, Gardner Minshew did not put together a good game, and he is another player that is regressing. And really, that's one of the most important things from this year is we have to figure out what we have in this roster, and most importantly, the quarterback position. And I'm telling you guys, I know a lot of you guys are not liking with me saying this, but Gardner Minshew, I do not believe is the answer for the Jaguars at quarterback. He's just not, man. I mean, some of the things that he needed to work on last year have not been any better. His pocket presence is not good. I don't know why he leaves the pocket so early. He leaves extremely clean pockets. When you look at the other side of the ball, Joe Burrow is out there standing in completely clean pockets and firing under the gun, and Minshew's throwing off his back foot when there's no pressure in there. He's leaving the pocket early. He's not fast enough to be able to roll out, and he was missing some plays early. The deep ball just isn't there for him, and I don't know, the confidence that he used to play with just isn't really there anymore. And I know people are out here talking about, we have, the offensive line is bad. It's not. The offensive line did not play bad today. It's just he's leaving early and he's not executing these throws, and it's just driving me nuts. But at the end of the day, we still have 12 more games to evaluate Gardner Minshew, but I am definitely leaning toward the Jaguars needing to get another quarterback in next year's draft, whether it be, whoever. I mean, I know Trevor Lawrence is the hot guy, but there's also Justin Fields, Trey Lance. I mean, Kyle Trask is kind of trending up, Derek King, whatever. I mean, we might have to look into getting somebody if Gardner Minshew kind of continues to play like this, because the talent's there on offense. Just some of the execution just, quite frankly, isn't great, and he was missing some throws this game. But other than that, I mean, the defensive backfield was not playing very good this game. I mean, I remember the opening drive that the Bengals had in the second half, twice. They basically ran the same play, and I remember DJ Hayden took a bad angle the first play, then they got Chris Claybrooks a couple of times. Chris Claybrooks is kind of being forced to play in there due to injury, but I'd like to see some more out of Sidney Jones. I mean, Sidney Jones was the guy that we brought over from the Eagles after being cut over there, and he actually, I saw him do some good things this game, so I'd like to see some more of him. We'll see what happens with CJ. Sorry about that, got a phone call, but yeah, we'll continue to monitor what happens with C.J. Henderson. I guess a shoulder thing. Cam Robinson went down with a knee injury. That definitely sucks because there's a huge drop-off from him over to Will Richardson. But other than that, the Jaguars kind of are what we thought they were, man. The Jaguars, I mean, they have a pretty, the starting line, the starting team is kind of decent, but just absolutely no depth. I mean, the Jaguars trot out guys out there that nobody really knows who they are, and I mean, evaluation year. It's going to be really rough watching this team going forward because this defense might be one of the worst in the NFL. It's definitely one of the worst in the NFL, maybe the worst. They did some good things this game. They were finally kind of cranking up pressure on Joe Burrow, but it seemed to disappear in the second half. And Joe Burrow didn't even have that great of a game, but it still just looked like he tore us apart because Joe Burrow was kind of missing some balls out there. But other than that, just pitiful, pitiful performance by the Jaguars. And we're only a quarter way through the season, and it already seems like it can't end quick enough. So just some more weird things. I thought that two-point conversion call was very, very strange. The Jaguars, they were scored a touchdown. They were down 8. Or they were down 8, and instead of kicking an extra point to make us down 7, they decided to go for 2, which was just a strange call. Then it sucked the next drive because right when we needed the defense to potentially make a stop, they just run all over us. They do whatever the hell they want against us, and quite frankly, no help is coming to the defense this year. We've got no help coming. There's gonna be no new personnel. We're not gonna be making trades, so it's not going to come until next year's free agency or next year's draft. So, it's rough. It's rough right now. But I guess the biggest takeaway is that it's the biggest thing we need to figure out is a quarterback position. And Gardner Minshew just has to play better. He just has to play better, especially if he wants to be the answer going forward, because he's going to really have to play his way out of the Jaguars drafting somebody early. And we dropped 2 games in a row to 2 bad teams. And no disrespect to the Bengals, but they just got their first win today against us. So next week we have Houston. Houston's 0-4 going into the game, and they're going to be looking to get their first win as well. And the Jaguars might just give it to them. Jaguars haven't beat the Texans since 2017, so this is one I would really like to get. At this point, the season is what it is. I would just like to beat our division opponents. That's the main thing. So it's whatever. Rosas, a new kicker. He only missed 1 kick. He actually looked pretty decent this game, so all that is not too bad. Like James Robinson, Chenault played a really good game. DJ Chark, 95 yards, 2 touchdown receptions, so that's good. And just the defense continues to suck. That's the story of the year, man. We're not going to win many games with this defense because this defense will ultimately hold us back from doing anything out there. So that's whatever, man. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the game, and also follow me on social media at UCF_Jaguar, and that's Twitter and Instagram, and also join Flick. I reached 100 followers on Flick today. It's a big Jaguars community, so go ahead and download the app and join me there later today. That's where I'll be, we can talk with other Jaguar fans about today. And thank you guys so much for watching, and like always, go Jags, do well till we die.